Yeah, this is Point Black. Coming in hard and off the car. Coming with the flow. Straight from the barrio. And coming with that heat from the damn street. This is PDNN, Point Black National News. The late and the great edition. And the ghetto edition as well. Because this is what we must do. You know what I'm saying? This is PBNN, Point Black National News. The late and the great edition. Ghetto edition. It's a boom bip. To the line as lives. That's a fact and Point Black. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to always hit them the facts. We are gonna bring facts. Quote by the great General Sarah Soul said. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Facts, crack the facts. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, we have to look at, you know what I'm saying, all that's going on in its entirety. You know what I'm saying? To make sure we understand what is really going down. But the fiasco issue goes on as well. And this is something that, you know what I'm saying, this is going to happen. You know what I mean? Now, today, we're looking at my man over here, where we have a, you know, Governor Andrew Cuomo, you know, tells Michelle, whatever his name is, there should be a Democratic primary against the creepy Joe Biden. I doubt he's the strongest candidate. To me, he never was. You know what I'm saying? But because everybody had a demon democratic mind, including Walmart, you know what I'm saying, trying to pull the turkey game on the Point Black, you know what I'm saying? You know, this is what you have. These type of people in our government for years and years and years, you know what I'm saying, in the back burner, on the sideline, in the mix, close up top, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, all the time they do these different fiasco moves going back to even the very beginning, you know what I'm saying, was put there under this type of condition to where they have been doing this even probably before they was in politics and made promises and this, that, and the third. And even when they get in there, you know what I'm saying, for years and years, from a governor to a senator to a congressman to a this to a that, all the way up. And because people had this demon democratic mind frame in the mix, you know what I'm saying, they definitely going to go for that. And especially after the Republican Party also, found themselves going down the state road in the manipulation of the United States. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could go back years and you could see the many different twists and turns that have taken place. And I mean, some of them are still not even known. You know what I'm saying? Many of them, hundreds of thousands of stories, you know what I'm saying, of the shit that's been going on, you know what I'm saying? And this is where you get this nonsense from because we see where now Como is, you know what I'm saying, calling for a Democratic primary against Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying, and his shitty plans probably. You know what I'm saying? Cool. I have to understand, this is what you guys put in office. This is what you guys are backing. Now the true colors of the demon, democratical, chaotic, Luciferian, mathematical, you know what I'm saying, necromaniac type, twisted world, you know what I'm saying, now they have brought into our government for many, many years. You know what I'm saying, facilitating both sides of the aisle. You know what I'm saying? Where we thinking it's just the Democrats, you know what I'm saying? We have them over the Republican Party as well, you know what I'm saying, who have over the years, switched parties, you know what I'm saying, or true affiliation in corruption, even coming from the Republican side. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing we see with the independent. Like I said, I don't even know why they started that party because I really do not respect it at all. Neither does I respect the Democrat Party. You know what I'm saying? The only party I respect is the Republican Party because the Republican Party is something that was started by these different black men. But at the same time, not mentioning the history of those black men that started and their affiliation to many of the criminality that may have taken place at the time against black people. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter where they come from. Black people enslaving black people or white people enslaving white people or white people enslaving black people enslaving white people, Arabs enslaving black people, and be some bullshit that brought that shit across the land with their savage ass. You know what I'm saying? Is all right in anybody's book. You know what I'm saying? Not in my book at all. I do not go for that. You know what I'm saying? I believe in the freeness and the flow of life across the planet that we should be able to see. You know what I'm saying? In many ways, many of the things that are planet Earth can truly show some scary vibes in itself. You know what I'm saying? But it's nice to always explore, find, and bring out. And that way we have a more understanding of what took place, even here on Earth as we can see. You know what I'm saying? But we see here where even we have um, over 2,000 migrants, set up a mini city with nighttime markets under the Brooklyn Expressway, the BQE. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what did they expect? That people were just going to come over here, you know, and so on and so on. But the real issue of the matter is that they want to be able to use these people to vote them and keep them voted in to the political arena as demon Democrats and the Luciferian piece of garbage. You know what I'm saying? And whoever they may be affiliated with at the same time. But when we look at the situation, this is what we see. You know what I'm saying? But this at the same time, like I said, is a plan that they have always had. And I've been saying this from the very beginning because if you go back and look at my other videos, my other lives and shit, you know what I'm saying, I was saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm hearing many of the people saying it, maybe they just didn't say it and do it, but at the same time, I did. So this is the way we have to look at it. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is the way we have to look at it. You know what I mean? So we're still faced with the same amount of plans, the same bullshit, and the same garbage as usual. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the migrant situation, you know what I'm saying, speaking out to my Latino brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, don't play the same game that they have played on us. Because in the end, result in the long run, that can turn out to be the same situation the American people finds themselves under. So you even have to be careful there in placing your vote. You know what I'm saying? You have to look for prosperity in itself. And one of the prosperity in itself that is explored is the fact of you getting these different things that they're doing and so forth on. It's sad to see that they pull this trick, saying on the American people in all ways. But I said it from the beginning. They want to use them to fill up democratic cities or flush them over here into New York and everywhere else, you know what I'm saying, under the notion that they have helped them as asylum seekers, you know what I'm saying, of a corruption and shit that's going on over there in their country. And they're being deprived of many things and many corruptions are going on, even facilitated by our United States government. And when I say government, I'm not talking about specifically, you know what I'm saying, the government based on our government, based on what the government does for us and so forth on. But there are many inside the government that are using their position and have been using their position for many, 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 many years to, you know, be in total corruption and all kinds of garbage in what we call today South America, all the way to Brazil, and all across the whole southern hemisphere of the South American southern border, and in South America as a whole, as all the countries that is there. You know what I'm saying? They have been doing corruption, kidnapping, pedophilia, Luciferian, all type of dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Cartels killing, murdering, people kidnapped, shot, all this you know what I'm saying, over there. You know what I'm saying? Same as we see here, but over there, you know what I'm saying, in probably more higher rate as well, and the prosperity sometimes is probably never that good. Only for those who have the money and power that go in there and is affiliated with these presidents, governors, or whoever else in Mexico or Latin America, all of it, you know what I'm saying, South America, you know what I'm saying, is doing what they do. And remember, laws are different as well there. You know what I'm saying? So many of the people who probably see a better life over here, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Have been driven into that and pushed over here. You know what I'm saying? Through the corruption in which many people of our very own probably politician, government and all are involved with over there. You know what I'm saying? So the plan to push was very easy because it had already been set up for years and 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 years. Same as we see in the Gaza Strip. 75 years and years and years and years and years and years of shit. You know what I'm saying? And when I say shit, I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the murder, the massacre, the invasion, the occupation. You know what I'm saying? The back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And the government doesn't have anybody fooled because anybody historically should know and should have seen, or their parents can even tell them because if they were around, and they were studying a lot of this that was going on, they would know about it. You know what I'm saying? So you should talk to your parents and ask questions. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things that was going on, like I said, was they were hijacking many American planes and hijacking planes and doing all kinds of shit. Like when you saw with Chuck Norris starring that movie where you had to go save the hijackers, the people that were hijacked from the hijackers, which were, saying Beirut and, saying Lebanon and all kinds of different people over there hijacking kidnapping American people and all types of shit like that, saying? And then, saying, demanding that the government release this and prisoner and this, that, and going back and forth and forth. But what that was really showing is what is showing now. In the conspiratorial overstanding that America was involved in many things over there, especially when it comes to Israel. You know what I'm saying? So we know full well the affiliation, what this destabilization of it has been. And it's been a long ongoing thing. And many people have lost their lives, even in the kidnapping and the hijacking and all this different stuff. You know what I'm saying? They weren't hijacking, necessarily Russian plane, commercial planes, commercial jets. You know what I'm saying? They weren't hijacking, a lot of other people. They were mostly hijacking, American TWA or international TWA or Pan Am or, all types of different American flights. But many of them had Americans on it. And that goes to show the involvement of America inside of the Middle East, or what they call middle, from what I don't know, in East, in Africa, and in there doing all kinds of shit, calling it the Middle East, and over there in these different countries, doing stuff to these people and invading and invasion and many different certain things that were happening, and there's still ongoing fight between the two, but in reality, when we look at both their religions, and what they are fighting for, and many different things, goes outside the boundaries to the point where it becomes a nuisance to the planet Earth and the people as the people on Earth, and even detrimental to the human race as a whole. So when we look at the nonsense that's been going on even back in the 70s, and the hijacking and the killing, and then they're over there doing secret missions, and they over there, just been going on a long time with this Middle East, and then even the invasion, and then in the 30s, all the Gaza Strip and building a place there in Africa called, invading it and then calling it criminally renaming it Israel and all kinds of stuff, and then it being a understanding that you are not from there, and many of them are not from there, but that's the invasion in which in African the affiliation that they have tried to push into that region, and destabilizing the region in all ways. So this is why, and even when you look at Sudan and Ethiopia, and the same thing, outsiders coming into Africa, say invading, taking over. Same thing we saw with the Dutch in South Africa, created apartheid upon the people and oppression and all kinds of shit. Jamaica, saying Virgin Islands, all through the planet Earth with this garbage. This is what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at even Haiti or Haiti, you know what I mean, and the separation between the bastard children that these clowns, Portuguese, and then went in and breed up there and rape the African slaves and people who are already probably there and which were black and have all these children and separate and put a border line. Then you go over to India, they did the same thing there. You know what I'm saying? And you go on and on and on. So this is where you gain a lot of this nonsense from. But at the same time, when you look at the migrant problem is still based on the trickery garbage because how we know that, you know what I'm saying, and how the Demon Democrats has been able to use these people in many ways. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to the black vote. You know what I'm saying? Many black people been voting Demon Democrat. And if you ask them, they probably don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Probably say their parents told them. And this is what we see in the matter. So when the migrants come over here and do all this in the camps and everything, they are allowing this stuff to happen. When have you ever seen that happen before where 40 billion migrants and 40 million people rushed America crossing the border screaming, running across the border like banshees and running for it as if they're running for their life. You know what I'm saying? And then you go over to Afghanistan and you'll see the same thing, but a zillion dollar worth of equipment is left there by the creep Joe Biden. And then you go over to Ukraine and you see them over there. Then they're talking about some Taiwan, and then they're talking about some nuclear bomb, and then they're talking about they're going to blow up America and all the people in it, you know what I'm saying? And then they're going to kill everybody, and the whole wide world going to die and shit, and everybody going to be smiling, grinning, eating a cheese sandwich, you know what I'm saying? Drinking a six-pack of beer, you know what I'm saying? But they are some bullshit. So this is when you see this migrant crisis stuff going on. The migrant crisis is going to be used as a way to replace American people's vote, you know what I'm saying, based on the fact of keeping the demon Democrats in power. So when they tell these people as they flush them and give them everything, you know what I'm saying, like puppies, you know what I'm saying, to succeed, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna convince, they're gonna be in their mind that it was because of creepy ass Joe Biden that they were able to come over here, so forth and so forth, and they living a good life and so forth on. But crime, we gonna watch the situation grow. But at the same time, that's gonna be in their mind, and then they're gonna be all the ones getting educated, police department, all kinds of stuff gonna be, in by these people. You gotta understand, and it's already happening already. You know what I'm saying? So where the American people don't see it, because they see it only based on the ideology that everybody have a right to support and everybody have a right therefore. You know what I'm saying? But in more ways than one, when you have an American system, you know what I'm saying, and a life that you know as it is, you know what I'm saying, it has to be done, dramatically and quickly in the demon democratical light because they can't have you having time to really think. You know what I'm saying? So this is why a lot of stuff was done so quickly. Many of you people, you know what I'm saying, even participated in the pandemic program. And in the pandemic program, that's going to shorten probably many people's lives because we're still seeing the effects of it in their system and they're still promoting it and so forth and so on. And now they're saying this and saying that. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it was all bent on a replacement theory to me in itself. And basically, that's the way I see it. Because anybody in their rightful mind would ask two questions. Those two questions would be, why did you do that to the American people on a pretense, a lie, a fake, and full of shit? Garbage. The only result of that bullshit garbage is that you made the people take something they did not need. You told them there was something that was not. You pretend and fake all kinds of shit sloppily to me in saying it was. You know what I'm saying? But it still came out to No proof, no proving, but suck it up and get your fresh one. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that chemical or whatever that was put in there might be even a growing product, that product that based on the fact of even shortening your life. At the same time, while they vetted you out, they didn't vet it out the migrants. They didn't have to do none of the pandemic program or be vaccinated in any shape or way. You see what I'm saying? But you were saying there was a pandemic. You were saying the dangers and the killing, and you were running up in people's party and arresting them and carrying on like, excuse me, wild demons releasing their demonical plans. You know what I'm saying? Running up in parties and, arresting the people and all type of bullshit. You know what I'm saying?